Yeah, hello everyone. Nice to meet you and herzlich willkommen, we say in Germany. And yeah, today we would like to share some experience or international experience in the healthcare and FHIR sector with our partner product, Aidbox, and with the topic how to become ISiK compliant. Yeah, my name is Stanislav Appelgans. I'm the head of business development and consulting for Germany. And yeah, let's enjoy the webinar with my colleagues Dennis and Paul, and have fun. See you guys later on the QA session. You're welcome.
Thank you, Stanislav.
Oh, thank you. So let's start. Guten Tag, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on how to become ISiK compliant according to the paragraph 373 SGB 5. What is the most important thing for healthcare providers in Germany today? We all know it's the patient's data, right? How to store, transfer, and make it available for different departments in your organization. By the summer of 2023, we all have to follow the paragraph 373 SGB 5 and become ISiK compliant. But could you benefit from this process? Yes. Today on our webinar, we'll give you information about challenges in the German healthcare sector and how can you become ISiK compliant. We'll also provide you with some benefits of the ISiK standard and present our solution and show you the demo. And by the way, do not hesitate to send us your questions during the presentation. We'll have a special time for QA session and we will be glad to answer your question. So let us introduce ourselves. My name is Paul Chaika. I'm a project manager, team leader and healthcare expert at WaveAccess.
Hi, my name is Dennis Appelgans and I am an IT consultant at WaveAccess with a main focus on healthcare. So first, let's talk about the challenges of the German healthcare sector right now. The German healthcare sector is currently undergoing a major transformation according to the introduction of the KZG. It's a Hospital Future Act in German, Krankenhauszukunftsgesetz. And its key component is the communication standard ISiK. The initiative is to improve the connectivity between healthcare systems and subsystems, enabling a more efficient and effective patient care. And in a long-term perspective, every healthcare provider have to use ISiK and will use ISiK, hopefully. However, a major challenge faced by the German healthcare sector is prevalence of the legacy systems, which are often outdated and not interoperable. This makes it very difficult to achieve the level of connectivity it's required for a modern healthcare system. So that's a big challenge. So therefore, we created in our use case a hospital model with 3 different departments with no interoperability. That means the departments have no digital communication. So in today's webinar, we will show you how we can help to solve this challenge by using our solution. But we will talk about it a bit later again. Now, let me give you some information about the paragraph 373 and ISiK compliance. The purpose of the paragraph is to regulate open and standardized interfaces for information technology systems in hospitals and clinics, and regulate the usage of interoperable software and unified medical data standards. Therefore, Gematik created the ISiK standard to meet the regulations of the paragraph and make all systems more interoperable. That means meeting ISiK compliance requires the healthcare provider to transfer all their data in the ISiK standard. Using a standardized communication interface and using interoperable software to ensure secure communication with other systems within and outside of the organization. To sum up, if you want to become ISiK compliant, all the data transferring processes should be done in the ISiK standard. An easy way to do that is to store all the medical data in the ISiK standard using a FHIR server, for example.
Okay, so now let's talk about ISiK and what benefits it can provide. So the first benefit is that ISiK is based on the most advanced data standard in healthcare. It's FHIR. So FHIR is a standard of exchanging healthcare data between different members of healthcare ecosystem. It was designed by HL7 International. So in FHIR, all medical data can be split into different categories, such as patients, organizations, practitioners, diagnoses, procedures, and so on. So in FHIR, each of these categories connects with a separate FHIR resource with a set of inner FHIR attributes necessary for its specific use case. Also, FHIR provides sets of rules and requirements for using FHIR resources to solve specific problems and, for example, business use cases. These collections of resources and documentation are called FHIR implementation guides. So all this information will help you to better understand ISiK. So the main difference between modern FHIR standard and previous medical data standards such as HL7 or X12 is using JSON and XML data formats instead of wide range or the non-XML segmented formats. So here, for example, you can see HL7 data format comparing with FHIR data format. So as a project manager with a real-life experience in managing team for developing health information systems, I can tell you that FHIR is so much better to understand and requires less time to create new medical systems or integrate custom software into existing ones. So your developers can use free and clear FHIR documentation to start developing in hours, days, instead of spending weeks trying to understand the overcomplicated and indistinct instructions of previous standards. So all this leads to the system development time reduction and saving your budget.
So the next benefit is that ISiK is a future-proofing standard. Let me give you some information about ISiK. ISiK, in German Informationstechnische Systeme im Krankenhaus, is a FHIR implementation guide that extends the standard FHIR, and it's created by the Gematik to meet the state requirement but defined by the paragraph 373 SGB5. It provides a framework for healthcare providers for exchanging healthcare data in a secure and interoperable way. For the implementation guide of ISiK, for now, the implementation guide of ISiK includes two basic levels. It's called Basisstufe 1 and Basisstufe 2, wobei Basisstufe 1 provides basic functionality, for example, exchanging healthcare data, and Basisstufe 2 includes more advanced features, such as support for example, electronic medication plan and discharge letters. Basisstufe 3 and more are currently in development. On the diagram on the right side, you can see the dependencies of all the resources. ISiK Basisstufe 2 is provided right now. So as you can see, ISiK is constantly being developed and improved. So it means it's a perfect standard for future-proofing solutions of your healthcare business. Yes.
Okay, so the next benefit is that ISiK uses FHIR API. As it was mentioned before, ISiK extends the standard FHIR. It means that it also uses FHIR API. So from my experience, my team uses this technology to seamlessly integrate custom FHIR solutions with medical systems, connect multiple FHIR servers, and for example, configure data transaction between health information systems and EHRs. Each FHIR API and using FHIR API can help you to reduce implementation costs connected with integration of the FHIR-based solution with your system. It also helps to save your budget on configuring and developing data transaction functionalities. So, as you can see, ISiK is not only about following state requirements. It's a FHIR extension and uses FHIR API. It constantly extends and improves. All these features help to reduce ISiK-based systems development costs and implementation time. So now let's talk about our integration solution. In this section, we'll give you its benefits. Also, we'll give you some technical details and show you the demo. So our integration solutions solve the challenges of the German healthcare sector that we were mentioned in the beginning of our presentation. It helps healthcare providers to become ISiK compliant by providing access to their medical data in the ISiK format. It also increases data integration because it can be easily installed into any medical system. So let's take a look at it. At first, let's talk about its components. So it consists of two parts. The first part is Aidbox, a FHIR-powered platform developed by our partners Health Samurai. So the second part of our solution is integration module. It's also a product of us, WaveAccess, called Wave.Integrate. So here you can see a solution workflow. At first, Wave.Integrate initiates the data transferring process and extracts medical data from medical data storage. After that, it converts its data to ISiK standard and sends it to Aidbox. It also can perform the reverse process of extracting medical data from Aidbox, convert it into some custom standard, and send it back to some other medical storage. So now let's talk about these components in detail and what benefits they can provide. So the first two benefits are high performance and a wide range of the out-of-box functionalities. In this section, we'll talk about Aidbox. Aidbox is a powerful meta-driven FHIR-based platform. It's a product of our partners Health Samurai. It can be used as a FHIR storage that provides a full FHIR API. As well, it can be a backend for health information systems. Everything in Aidbox is a resource. It opens opportunities for customizing existing resources and creating new ones. So in our solution, Aidbox is a FHIR storage that provides ISiK compliant data access. So now we talk about Aidbox benefits. Aidbox benefits the business owners, end users, and developers because it supports all types of FHIR resources and can be integrated into any medical system. It also provides multiple ways of processing data and provide any security level you require. It also can be integrated with BI and reporting tools and has automated cloud and on-premise deployment model.
So our next benefit is high extensibility, flexibility, and customizability provided by our FHIR integration module. So let's talk about Wave.Integrate. Wave.Integrate is a universal migration engine. The main feature of the with two features. The main feature of the product is out-of-the-box connectivity with multiple data sources and technologies. For example, like HL7 FHIR, some healthcare information systems or ERP systems. It also connects with SQL databases and CRM systems and many others. The second main feature is it's the working with scripts. The scripts can be created just in the built-in IDE using script language. So it's a very useful tool. In our solution, Wave.Integrate is an integration module that initiates the data transfer process between the original medical data storage and the Aidbox, and it performs the data conversion. Wave.Integrate offers features such as exchange between systems, algorithm development, and resolving data migration challenges. Also, Wave.Integrate provides a multitasking approach for efficient and high quality migration, while allowing for scheduling the migration process. And additionally, it offers a flexible customization to fit specific needs and address migration challenges and business requirements.
Okay, so now let's move on to the demo. We added it to the list of our benefits because we are proud to show you a fully working solution solving a typical use case problem in the German healthcare sector. At first, let's talk about this use case.
Yes, let me give you a short use case description of our use case. So as I told you before, we have a typical German hospital with 3 different departments. In our case, it's patient admission, diagnostic, and patient management. They are all operating with legacy systems, and they have practically no interoperability. So it's a big challenge. First of all, to meeting state regulator rules, and second, to improving the systems and the communication between them. The hospital requires a solution to increase interoperability and to improve the communication between these departments. To address this challenge, we decided to implement Aidbox as a FHIR server with a standard ISiK and Wave.Integrate as an integration module. As a result, we have optimized the business process and become more efficient and automated, also resulting in better patient care and improving outcomes.
So now let's take a look at our use case solution from a technical perspective. Here you can see our solution scheme. So let's start with the description of the scheme. So the first 3 blocks at the top of the scheme are 3 departments of our hospital. It's patient admission department, diagnostic department, and patient management department. In our case, each of these departments presented by a separate databases that operates non-ISiK medical data. The middle block is Wave.Integrate that performs the integration module on the scheme. And the bottom part is Aidbox as a FHIR server that provides ISiK compliant access to the data. So on our demo, we will show you 2 separate processes. The first process is extracting data from diagnosis and patient admission databases, converting this data to the ISiK standard and send this data to Aidbox. As a result of this process, this hospital will become ISiK compliant because now Aidbox can provide access to all its medical data from these 2 departments in the ISiK standard and collects all medical data inside it. So the next process is sending data from Aidbox, converting this data to the custom format and sends to the patient management database. The result of this process is that we can use Aidbox as a warehouse that provides access to all medical data to different departments of this clinic. So now let's take a look at our demo. So let me share my screen. Okay, So now let's start our demo. At first, let's implement the first process of extracting data from the patient admission and diagnosis databases, converting this data to the ISiK standard in Wave.Integrate, and send this data to Aidbox. But at first, I'd like to give you some information about Wave.Integrate. So here you can see the UI part of our Wave.Integrate desktop version. The top part of this UI is a script ID where you, or for example, your developers, can input new scripts or open existing ones. The bottom part of this UI is output dialog. The developers can check the results of their running scripts. So at first, let's extract and check the data from the patient and patient admission and diagnosis databases. To implement this functionality, we need to have a script that can connect to the patient database, read data from it, and put it in the output section. So here we have the script, and let's run it. Okay, here you can see all our 100 test patients. Each row is a separate patient with a patient number, insurance number, first name, last name, birth date, gender, address, state, zip code, and telephone number. So let's do the same procedure for diagnosis database. So as you can see, we have more than 100 diagnoses because in our use case, each patient may have from 1 to 3 separate diagnoses. So each diagnosis has its ID number, corresponding patient number, diagnosis description, diagnosis date, and diagnosis ICD-10 code. Okay, so now as you are familiar with the data, we need to implement the process of extracting this data, converting this data to the ISiK standard and sending it to Aidbox. To implement this functionality, we also need a separate script that will perform data conversion. So here you can see the script for the patient resources. Here we create a new patient FHIR resource and populate its inner attributes with the data from original database. And we have the same script for diagnosis resources. So in our case, it's a condition resource because the diagnosis is in FHIR called condition. So let's run these scripts. So, okay, it's successful, and let's run the second script for diagnosis. Okay, so now as a result, we have all our patient and diagnosis data in Aidbox. So let me show you Aidbox. So here you can see Aidbox UI interface. It contains a lot of useful features for developers, such as the ability to send REST queries, execute SQL queries, configure users, and, for example, access control. But now we'll take a look at the full list of all possible resources in Aidbox. And let's take a look at our patients. So now you can see that we have all our 100 patients in Aidbox. Let's take a look at the first one. So we can see that it contains information about address, name, birth date, 2 identifiers, phone number, and gender. And also, let's take a look at our conditions. You remember its diagnosis. So for conditions, we have ICD-10 code, diagnosis description, diagnosis date, and also a link to the patient resource. So now, as a result, this hospital is ISiK compliant because Aidbox can provide access to its medical data in the ISiK format. Now, let's talk about our second process. In this process, we will extract data from Aidbox using ISiK format, convert this data to custom standard, and send it to the patient management database. We also need to prepare a separate script that will extract data, convert it, and send it to database. Let's take a look at the script. So, as you can see, it connects to Aidbox, extracts its patients. For each patient, it extracts all his conditions, and convert all this data to the custom format and send to the patient management database. Let's run the script. Okay, it's finished successfully, and let's take a look at the separate script that we will use to extract data from patient management database and check the data. Okay, so now you can see that in this database we have a separate row for each of our diagnoses with diagnosis ID, diagnosis date, patient insurance number, and diagnosis ICD-10 code. So now the users of these departments can use this data to prepare, for example, some reports. So let's sum up our demo. As you can see, we didn't change any subsystems of our hospital. We just installed our software, configured it, and it implements all the integration process by itself. So let's go back to our presentation.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay. Just a second. So, as you can see, we can easily help you to become ISiK compliant and your business directly by providing high performance, customizable, and extendable solution. And this solution isn't only theoretical. The demo shows you that it can be used to solve real use cases and your business needs.
So now, as you have all the information about ISiK compliance and our integration solution and their benefits, I would like you to share with you some information about WaveAccess and the benefits it can bring to your business to choose us. The first reason, or the first benefit to working with us is that we are a professional and on a target working major company. So let me introduce you to WaveAccess. It's a software development company that has been on the market for over 22 years, with a strong focus on delivering customized solutions and to various industries. We have more than 850 employees around the world. One of our main areas of expertise is healthcare, and we offer a wide range of services and that are designed to meet specific needs of our clients. Therefore, we combine our expertise of various technology domains with our expertise of product development and meet their unique needs. Yes. And the next benefit of to working with us is our ready-to-go roadmap for helping healthcare providers to become ISiK compliant. It can help better understand the development process and give some estimation. So let's take a look at it. So the roadmap for implementing ISiK can be divided into 4 phases. It's a discovery phase, a preparation phase, integration phase, and a maintenance phase. By following this roadmap, healthcare providers and clinics can successfully implement ISiK and improve the exchange of healthcare data in a secure and interoperable way.
Okay, so the next benefit is our wide range of services for healthcare providers. So, as Dennis mentioned before, healthcare is an important industry for WaveAccess. We provide a wide range of services such as EHR system integration, patient portals, telemedicine solutions, BI, ML, IoT smart clinic, and different regulatory compliance. So now I'd like to share our examples of our successful projects connected with healthcare providers. So the first project is consolidation of medical data in a single Aidbox. So in this project, we helped a Swiss clinic to implement continuous process of extracting medical data from their subsystems and third-party applications, converting this data to the FHIR format and collecting it into one Aidbox. It helped our clients to perform medical and business studies and analysis on their data. The second project is patient portal to import medical records from the EHR system. On this project, my team performed technical audit, replaced inefficient FHIR platform with Aidbox, and performed the development. As a result, now the client's patients can upload their medical data from multiple sources in one place. It improves the patient experience and allows them to share their medical records with their practitioners.
So, as you heard before, we offer a wide range of services. For example, if you need some free consultation or assessment, you can contact us, or we can help you with a business analytics workshop, or you can book a demo of our products. Also, we can help with some health checks of the current software systems, or we can integrate Aidbox in your current system. So, oh yes, and also one of our services, we are at the MedTech Live in Nuremberg on the 23rd to 25th of May. So if you have time and you are in Nuremberg, please don't hesitate and meet us at the MedTech. Yes.
Okay, so that's all that we wanted to cover today. Thank you for your time. So now it's time for a QA session. If you have any question but you didn't send us during the presentation, now I think it's the best moment to do it.
Yeah, guys, okay. So just one to add regarding the MedTech. So we have free vouchers, and please drop me a message if you are interested in to meet us at the MedTech, and we will send you the free vouchers in a few days, and you get free access to the fair. Yeah, just from my side.
Okay, so let's start with our first question. It's about how did we get patient diagnosis data for the demo? Okay, so all this data were generated using a special Wave.Integrate script. So I can give you some details about it. So we prepared dictionaries with German names, last names, addresses, and states. The script takes this data, mix it, and as a result, we have a set of perfectly random patients. As for diagnosis, we just took ICD-10 classification list, its German version, and randomly created from 1 to 3 separate diagnoses per patient. Thanks for the question.
Yes. Our next question is it possible to connect with other systems like PACS or devices? Yes, Wave.Integrate has the ability to connect to a wide range of different systems and subsystems and services and devices. We can help to connect with other systems and support these connections if you already have some connect there. Yes. Okay, our next question is it possible to make analytics with the data? And yes, Aidbox have integrated connection with Tableau, Power BI, and Jupyter. So we can help you with the integration. or we have experts, BI experts, so we can perform custom analytics or create a dashboard for just for you and for your needs. Next, that's big data. How about big data? Aidbox is capable to upload a great amount of medical data in a short time, and we can perform or connect AI or machine learning to the data and build a model and create a prediction with data of Aidbox or stored in Aidbox.
So the next question about the data conversion, please tell us a bit more. Yeah, so conversion data to the ISiK standard, as we call it, mapping, is one of the most important parts of the data transferring process. On our roadmap, if you remember, it's a part of the preparation phase. So as a healthcare expert, I always participate in this process, so I can give you some real information about it from inside. An analytics team researches the original medical data, compares it with the official ISiK implementation guide, and prepares a mapping file with a separate tab for each file resource. So on this tab, each table columns from the original data connects with a FHIR attribute. So I don't know, for example, column A from some table B should be attribute 1 or the FHIR resource 2. So in this process of creating mapping file, the developers can already started transfer these conversion rules to their scripts. So analytics team also works with, also closely works with the expert from the client side to make sure that we can fully understand each piece of their medical data. Yeah, I think that's all about data conversion.
We have a question about what advantage our XML scripts compared with Python code or JavaScript. Paul, can you answer it?
Yeah, sure. So the main advantage is that we don't need to create a special environment. So we just can open our tool, input the script, and run it. And also, as I was mentioned before, our integration service can easily integrate with a lot of other systems.
Yes,
so,
we have
yeah.
pre-built connections.
Yeah, so in summary, our integration service is much better solve the connection tasks than, for example, some code with on Python or JavaScript, because developers still need to spend a lot of time to prepare connection for CRM system or for EHR system or for some other system. And in our system, it's all already created by its creators. So we just need to prepare mapping and that's all.
Yes.
So it helps you to save your time and budget.
Yes, mainly contains mapping, the script. Any more?
So how are conversion jobs monitored? If this question about how are we sure that we correctly created mapping scripts, as I told before, we closely working with healthcare experts from the client side. And for example, each week or a couple of days, we compared our knowledges and create a correct script. And after that, we'll check all our data in Aidbox to follow the ISiK standard.
Okay, guys. Thank you for your questions, and if you have some more questions, we can make a special assessment or consulting session to answer more questions. For now, after the demo, after our webinar, we will have a short survey about how you liked it, and our content, our presentation and the recording of our webinar, we will provide you in the next couple of weeks, 2 weeks, I think. So stay in touch, and thank you very much.
Yeah, so if you have some further questions or you would like to discuss some other business needs in detail, please do not hesitate to contact us directly. So you can pick up your phone, scan these QR codes on this slide, and contact us directly in LinkedIn. So I and Dennis will be glad to answer your technical questions, and Stanislav will help you with some other questions. So yeah,
yeah, sure. If you have any other questions or questions were not answered right now, don't hesitate to contact us directly via a social network, or you can directly write an email to us, and we will definitely answer your questions as soon as possible. And yeah, guys, stay in touch. Thank you for participating, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.